This is an update on me trying in stages to reinvent my front yard that was ruined in essence by having been consumed by the giant rose Mermaid, whose stumps are in this mass of weeds and perennial morning glory, which I should have never ever planted. It's called Ipomea acuminata. However, I have one area of victory. I decided to cut it up into manageable slices so I won't feel overwhelmed. This area here used to have Mermaid towering over it on rebar and wood. It's one reason I could not get into my own front yard, is Mermaid had blocked all access paths. My front gate, this pathway here, which is now open again. This area was able to clear it out, exposed two pieces of, actually one piece of rebar that was there, added another, and to my delight, I saw that a runner of the Wachuriana Rambler, Francois Juranville, had actually survived years of being consumed by Mermaid, who literally reached from my house all the way out there to the street. And some people say that Mermaid won't grow here. It's an unspeakable rose. Anyway, I wanted to show you all the progress here. I gave Francois Juranville a good feeding a few weeks ago, and found this one runner and ran it up the rebar with pantyhose. Let me see if I can get closer. It is growing very, very vigorously. Lots of side shoots, and this new shoot has taken off, so I've got to get up there on a ladder and tie it with pantyhose to the rebar. At some point, since it's very vigorous here in Florida, I'm going to be training it to the second rebar here. And I'm going to basically turn it into a large pillar rose and keep it manageable. It's not capable of becoming the nightmare that Mermaid was. What I'm doing for the rest of this bed is I'm limiting it to shrub roses, and each one is in a buried 5-gallon water-wise container garden, which is simply the result of taking buckets and drilling a drainage hole, several drainage holes, 3 inches from the bottom on the side, using a 1/2-inch drill bit or bigger, burying it, and that way I've got the 3-inch damp zone at the bottom of the bucket for the roots, which is the earth box effect. But since I'm using large diameter paddle bits or drill bits, when the rose gets root bound someday, it can escape and anchor into the soil. Here's a newly planted Aloha, who I think I might lose because it had gotten so dry out back. Here's Pearl d'Or. Over there is Fairmont Proserpine, which I discovered in the Fairmont Cemetery in Colorado, I believe in '99. And then here is the mystery yellow rose called Nakatush, which seems to be a modern Floribunda, maybe a hybrid tea. I bought this one from the Antique Rose Emporium. I'm going to be limiting this bed to just bush roses, except for Francois at the back, because I'm so enjoying the openness after all those years of this whole front yard having been tyrannized by the hellishly vigorous climbing rose Mermaid. I do love Mermaid in terms of the growth. The flowers are beautiful, but look what it did to my front yard by keeping me out for literally a year and a half. When a friend came by with his reciprocating saw a few months ago and cut it down, I was heartbroken to see what was revealed when it came down. Just unspeakable squalor. Some people think it looks pretty because it looks so jungly, but back in there, believe it or not, are formal pathways, all edged in the same white edging. There's a pond. So to make the task manageable, I'm taking one area at a time, and this is my first area of victory. I've just begun putting perennials in between the roses so far. This is an Angelonia I planted yesterday. And I've got room, I feel, in here for maybe 4 to 5 more shrub roses. The main focus of this little snippet was to show you the usefulness of rebar for training climbing and rambling roses. It's easy. I get the thicker diameter ones, 10-foot diameter, 10-foot length. I think $5.50 Home Depot, and I pound them down 3 feet, and that leaves roughly 7 feet above the air. I have many of these around the yard, and they've been through a great many hurricanes, and there's no issue with that. I'll post a report in a couple months in this bed when there's all the roses are in place and the perennials are in place, so you can see that it's possible to turn unspeakable vegetative squalor back into a formal rose garden. Before Mermaid ruined my front yard, and before the drought became so severe, I had 170 roses in here, and it was beautiful. And gall darn it, it's going to be beautiful again. Bye-bye.